Alright, hello. This is a quick little preview of a game that I've been posting about on Twitter. It's called Compact Colonies. I made it with Paytonio. And I think it's pretty fun. I think it's a pretty fun game, and I'm just gonna go over and show the basics off really quick. So, yeah, I guess here we go. So, you start your game. It's called Compact Colonies. You can choose from one of these different locations. Excuse me, I just woke up. But we're gonna start in New York, just 'cause that's kind of the default map, I guess you'd call it. I'll explain everything as I go, and then yeah, I'll just explain all the basics, really, I suppose. So you always spawn here in your little world, and we have 200 gold, full hunger, one guy, obviously this one, and one faith, and 28 wood. So that's always your default. But as with most survival games, as with I think pretty much every survival game, we're gonna want to start by chopping down some trees. So I guess we'll do that right now. Oh, and there's a deer. So deer are your source of meat. So let's go ahead and kill that deer. Deer spawn every couple minutes. I think it's more like every few. I think it's 20 seconds, something like that. Might be different in the full game. But we'll go ahead and keep chopping down some trees. And meat is, of course, important for this bar that's slowly draining up here. It's at 95. It started at 100, but now it's down to 95. And now that we have 31 wood, we're going to go ahead and plop down a house. So houses are key to progression. And you'll see why in a second here. Because they help you keep up your population. There's another deer. Let's go kill him. Alright, now we've killed him. Jesus Christ. Fuck. And now that we've got a new character, our faith is decreased, but don't worry about that too much. And we have a farmer here. So we'll click on the farmer. She is going to be better at gathering tobacco and gathering corn. But for now, I'm going to have her gather some lumber. Because that's what we kind of need. That's our most important resource right now. And I'll go collect some crops. And hunt that deer as well. Now, one thing about this world that is kind of important to know is that it's very finite. There's a finite amount of corn, there's a finite amount of tobacco, there's a finite amount of wood. Well, I guess wood will respawn, but there is a finite level, or finite amount rather, of stuff. Which is important because we can talk to this woman right here, who will buy, who we can sell resources to, rather. Yeah, she'll buy resources off us. So I'll sell this tobacco here, and I'll sell a little bit of meat. But you don't want to sell all your meat, for reasons I'll explain later. For reasons having to do with this right here. But I'll zoom around and show you, just so you can see. It's a finite world size. It's a finite amount of resources here. Oh, there's another deer. Let's go kill him. And let's build a second house here. We'll lay down the blueprint for that. Excuse me, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. And we can always come back to that blueprint later, but for now, let's finish hunting deer. And we can go over here. And go ahead and start building. And we have another farmer, so I'll have her go and gather some clay. Now, at this point in the game, clay is kind of a luxury resource. You don't really need it for anything this early in the game. And I'll offload a bunch of my resources to this woman. But as you can see, now we have access to agricultural kind of objects. So we can grow different crops and stuff like that. And now, our food meter has gone down pretty significantly. The food meter falls always, but it's proportionate to your population up here. So how do we fix that? We're going to go here, and here we're prompted to feed the colonies. So we can put down, now we only have meat, but we can put down meat. As you can see, like the stuff that's highlighted is stuff that you can use for certain tasks. So we only have meat now. We just used our corn to plant corn, so we'll just sell it all. And the thing that's cool about this corn is that it works very differently from a game like mine. Well, not terribly differently from Minecraft or something. It'll always, these are permanent And because unlike the rest of the resources in the game, which we're gathering here, and like I said previously, are finite, these will infinitely grow corn. You don't have to replant them, which is pretty cool. Which is also why they cost 5 corn and $100 or something like that. So I think that's pretty fun. I think that's a cool kind of compromise. But let's keep collecting corn while I wait for another apartment, or not apartment, house. Oh, here's speaking of that double. So this guy will be able to sell me different resources. I can buy anything off of him that I want. For now, I'll buy a few logs just to demonstrate. And now we've got some new logs. But we'll go ahead and build a new house so we can get another character. And this time we got a builder. So he's going to be good at helping us build stuff. But for now, I'm going to have him go gather lumber. As you can see, the food meter is decreasing at a much faster rate now. And as you can also see, coming down to this menu, we've unlocked some more stuff. Every time you add a new NPC up to a certain point, of course, you unlock new objects that you can build. And this is tied to this faith meter over here. So let's talk to this woman again. Sell her some clay. Sell her some wood. And we'll be on our way. And now our corn crop is fully grown. But here's another feature of the deer that's going to come into play. And which is why we want to start building stuff around this corn, farm. Because the deer will be able to come into your corn farm and eat your corn, which we don't want. Because it'll get rid of that thing that makes corn so good as a resource in this game, which is that it's renewable. It's very easily renewable. But we also want to make sure that our village is happy, so I'll just go ahead and build up a few little paths here. Because the more you build in terms of like stuff around your settlement, the happier your villagers will be, and this faith meter will increase. Right, so we now have a soldier. So now I've shown you all three of the character classes. Not the soldier classes. What am I thinking there? So soldiers are good at hunting and they're good at cutting lumber. Now that's just kind of a gameplay feature to make gameplay more varied and interesting. A lot of these are historically based, but that one was just kind of if it makes gameplay more interesting. So I'll have him go and gather some clay because clay is still kind of a valuable sort of luxury resource. And we unlocked some new items that we can use, some new tiles that we can place down. Now, as you've noticed, no doubt, some resources in terms of tiles cost money. They all usually cost resources, which is why you want to trade always with these natives and buying and selling off of them and stuff like that. And so some of the other functionality, I didn't explain this earlier, I don't think. But basically these three options, rest, gather, and build. Rest will increase faith and have him just stay at his house. Gather, which is what he's doing now, they all spawn resting. Gather will have him go collect resources, and build will have him go help you with building. So I'll have him build just to show you guys what that is. So I can place down blueprints, and this guy will just automatically go and complete them for me, which is cool. It means that basically we don't have to bother with doing this ourselves. And if we put down a tile somewhere we don't like, you can press this button, switch from build mode to destroy mode, and just get rid of that. And of course he'll go back over and he'll destroy stuff that we ask. Well, he won't be able to destroy. He'll build stuff that we ask him to build. But I'll have him go and gather clay, which is now become an important resource. And now we have access to everything. Now that we have 6 characters. Our food meter is going to drain pretty quickly. But we now have access to the religious iconography. Now you're going to want to build religious iconography because like this meter over here, as you saw earlier, you need it to stay on the up and up. And that's going to be the quickest way. Oh, fuck, he came in and ate our fucking corn, whatever. And as you can see, building that, as I explained earlier, it increases your faith bar. So you're going to want a nice, steady amount of projects being built. And you're going to want to defend, like you saw just now, your crops from deer. that'll pretty much do it. I mean, that's pretty much all the basics of the game covered right there. Um, I am really excited to get this out there. Hopefully, it'll be out by the end of the week or something like that. Obviously, this is all subject to change. But yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.